I was muted. Okay. Well, hello again. How are you? I hope you enjoyed just looking at my dog and me fumble around voicelessly for a little bit. Um, but yeah, I opened up Trello. I'm looking at, so I've got stress isn't working. It passively increases on certain levels defined by parameters that I can set in my levels gen stuff. I have made it so that if I fail a chest, you get more stress, which I like. And I started making the upgrades. No. I think it's a fairly safe bet to do this. I'm just wondering if I want to do this before getting into the monster. But I actually know what to do for this. I'm not sure exactly yet, set in stone, how the monster functions in some aspects. I also don't have a visual for him, so I'm gonna have to make that. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. Also, I realized I need to put these windows the opposite way. There we go. It's just so I can see the chat quicker. Or that, like, let's glance. I don't have to glance so far. Okay. Now that I clear that up. Yeah, so I can make items that can reduce stress when consumed. Some restriction at base only. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make all those so that we can kind of get the flow feeling of it, and then I'll make the monster. He'll do things. I don't know. And so, with that in mind, we are gonna get to it. So I think I made a stress system upgrade. And we're gonna go into that. Now, if I remember correctly, I made upgrade data work in a kind of two-handed or two flowy things to a degree of... Ah, cool. I just realized, so I got like 3 random followers of August123, Real Sky Ninja, and Tuber Tugger 2 hours ago, and I didn't know why. But then Booyah, Grandma, gave me a shout out 2 hours ago, so I guess that's from there. I will admit, Tuber Tugger, that's an interesting name. I kind of thought it was a bot because of that. But, you know, that's your name. You're a brave person. That or a troll, but, you know, one of the two. So it's an interesting name. So, with these upgrades, they have an acquire loop, which I need to remember how it works. It would be cool if I could. Upgrade it. Let's go quicker. Of course. So on acquire, I assume would get called an upgrade instance. Nope. Got 5 references. In the inventory manager. Right, okay, literally when it gets added to the inventory, it calls the onAcquire. So in that way, it can notify whatever thing that it should know to add it. Okay, so I'm just wheeling back a little bit. So I made this because I needed to know. I both need to know whenever I acquire an upgrade, if I or no, wheeling it even further back to handle the system, whatever system that needs to know about a particular upgrade or not. It needs to know about 2 points of entry, right? One is you already have the upgrade, like you've saved and you've reloaded. You already have the item. It needs to find all the things there and then do them. And then the other side is when you actually just buy it, it then needs to apply and add. Now, in the permission system one, which is the only one that I have right now, yeah, that actually is functional, it goes and calls this, right? But if I already have it, the permission system does something in load. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And this, and then it goes gets all of type and does this. But I'm thinking that's kind of dirty, honestly. What I could do instead yeah, so it actually does this whole thing, where it gets the count. But it is going through all of my upgrades, which if I have a lot, that's kind of a lot of them. Although it's only getting, I guess it's going all of them, but they only have one type. That's not bad, but what I could do instead is I would need to make sure inventory manager gets initialized later in the game manager queue. Although no, actually. Okay, so my thought process was that I could wait for all the other game managers to get initialized. Then I could go on the upgrade values and go, hey, apply all upgrades, and it would apply all of them. But if it's a situation like permission manager, which I think is still a level manager, that doesn't work because it gets destroyed and created every time. So you actually have to kind of do that anyway. Although again, back to this point here, I could be just going and calling this thing and saying dot add something. Oh, hey Red, how you feeling? I am feeling better. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than halfway through the week at least. Just like a minor stuff, you know, and occasionally I get a cough, but like it's no biggie. Yeah, it's been good. It was a rough 2 days, and then the third day was like manageable, but still kind of crappy. But then ever since it's been decent. I have a doggo who's enjoying a bone. I'm trying bribery and seeing how well it works. Yeah, I mean, it was 2 days though, like in bed, like in constant, like either fever chills or cold, like feet sweats, and like just back and forth. Like sleeping pretty much all the time because like it was not fun. I guess so, yeah. I don't know, I've never had a cold, like, maybe I've had a cold that's lasted like 5 days, but like, it's never been like bedridden for like more than like 3 days. I think. I don't think I've ever had a one longer than that. Oh, that does have a little work. Yeah. That is true. We'll have to see what interesting concoctions my son brings home, you know? All right. Okay, so I think I know how to handle this one. So, I wonder. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm thinking about this more. So I'm gonna go to a stress manager. Here's a positive perspective on one of the kids' jobs in the family is to collectively increase the family's resilience to a wider variety of diseases. Yeah. I mean, it's actually. I wonder how much of it is that, or it's just they have the lower immune system at a level, so they're like the easiest vector to get in there, and then once they get in there, they have a larger proximity, and so then that causes the sickness, right? But that's just another take on it, I guess. So yeah, basically that point about the incubators. I feel like it's also because it's like they're of your same genes. Like the germs are then like specifically targeting, almost like being better at like targeting your genes. So there's just you know, just doing that. Okay, so all right, current multiplier value. So this is going to equal 1 by default. Although actually, oh yeah, so I'll have a current multiplier, and that'll by default be in here. Initialized by default setting later when I want to, but then I can also apply all the other values after that. So that's okay. I should actually check. So I do need to check game manager. Game manager. Stress happens after inventory. Great. That's what I wanted to do, because it needs to have all the inventory stuff done. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I don't know why the lag sometimes is so crazy. Like, but yeah, I mean, it's also maybe, I don't know. It must change as well because you're farther away, I feel, but I must have some factor to it at least, but. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch has such a delay sometimes. It would be nicer if that like, you would think, because their primary thing is streaming, and one of their biggest things would probably be like reducing latency. Right? It's not actually lag. I mean, some aspects it is kind of lag, but it's not like, it's just purely the time that it takes for whatever I upload to get to Twitch server somewhere, for then that to then get bounced to anyone else, and then whenever then they send something, has to go to the Twitch server and then get sent back to me, basically. Although actually I'm technically like I'm reading the live feed, so that's probably not as quick, as slow, but yeah, feels like it can be a little slow, right? It's probably like a big clogged pipe. I bet they probably put a little bit more effort in like bigger streams or something. If you're only getting a few viewers, they probably don't do too much for you there, but I could be wrong. Increase incoming stress reduction, decrease negative incoming stress. Right, I actually have to have 2 multipliers. Max stress increase. No. I need better names for this. I guess, okay, so I might not actually need to write this, but I might want to say negative incoming stress multiplier, or that's not spelled right. Multiplier. Then I'll write positive incoming stress multiplier. All right, if you're still here, when reading these, what do you think that does? Because I need an honest take. I'm gonna go with flat modifier. As it might be the best way I have to explain all of these. So, yeah. So then I write current positive multiplier, and then Yeah, I'm coding the stress mechanic. I've already got like the ticks and everything going, and if you fail, it like increases your stress as well. Obviously, it doesn't do anything. It's basically just like a little meter saying, "Hey, you're stressed," and this is how percentage stressed you are. But I'm now building the upgrades for it, and then once I do that, upgrades and consumables for it, and then I'm gonna start looking at the whole monster that's related to stress. So blum, blum, blum. So then I have a current positive multiplier. I have a current negative multiplier. And maybe what I should have done is copy this. Hello, Narcomind. Thanks for dropping in and eating a biscuit. Currently, like I said, making upgrade stuff. So effectively, what I want to have is a lot of things. Is you can have things that increase your stress, and there's things that you can have that decrease your stress. And I potentially want people to be able to find upgrades in the wild, or also craft things, potentially, that either multiply positive. But this isn't the thing that I'm not. I need to iron out in my mind what positive and negative mean in this context, because if we're thinking like math literally positive, that means anything that increases your stress. So whenever you fail a chest or just over time, what is the multiplier on that? If that's what we're thinking in the math wise, right? But if we're thinking in like, how does this feel to the player, positive multiplier would make more sense. So I'll have to figure out which one I'm doing. Yeah, I'll get to flat mod. So multiplier obviously is if you got like 10 and you had a 1.5 multiplier or something, you would get 15 or something, right? A flat mod means it's just, so if you had like in the same situation, if you got 10 and it times into the multiplier to 15, the flat mod, if you had to say a mod of -3, it would then go down to 12, right? So it would just take whatever you have and minus it, or modify it by just the number amount. It doesn't like multiply, it doesn't do anything. It's just the flat amount. I like those two different systems. There's actually there's a lot of cool plays where you can do with both of those, right? So like you can reduce, if you have the flat mods, you can reduce a lot of like the passive increasing of your stress almost entirely, but the other situations you probably can't. So yeah, that's kind of the thought there. Although if I'm going to do this, I now need to have a increment. When I increment it, I probably now need to have at certain levels, probably defined by them, is that they'll have a higher tick amount. But yeah, so that's what this is that like every few, depending on the level, they'll have a tick value. So like every 10 seconds, I think it is right now, you'll get 1 stress, just for like being in this crazy messed up lab, right? It's not exactly an unstressful environment. So you just kind of passively increase stress. Yeah, exactly. So you can't just like sit around, right? That in some ways it adds stress to the player, knowing that like, hey, I can't just dawdle, right? Like, I gotta rush a little bit, even though it's gonna be like fairly slow, for the most part. So you'll have tons of time to like mitigate this. Like I think I calculated right. Like I just want to check. My yeah or level gen base level gen. Yeah, it's a 10, right? So that literally means that to get up to 50, where it's actually damaging to you, it would take 500 seconds. Yeah, there's something visible in the HUD. I could show you. I don't think I've recompiled, so it probably won't break. Probably. I think I clicked load. Yeah, I must have. Okay, so you see on the bottom right here, there's that like thing that says 48. And then every few seconds, it should increase. Yeah, 49. Oh god. Okay, not cool. The door is a lot louder than his roars now. His roars, like, I could barely even hear them anymore. Which is kind of weird. Thought I tuned that a little bit better. Those are puny little roars. Why was it so low? Let me just check. Okay, so yeah. I'm getting distracted a little bit, but it's fine. Because I was pretty close to him. Is this the roar sound? Anyway. Yeah, why is that so low? Okay, so it's logarithmic. But I think even then, because yeah, I was not that far off. I just like. I don't know, maybe if. Actually, 1 second. SFX, I just want to see. Is it because. Door break. Play sound. Ah, that's why. Okay. Because door break isn't an SFX in the SFX group. And I bet I tuned down the SFX volume generally in the settings. Yeah, okay. So his roar is fine. It's the door volume that I just need to fix. Well, it's interesting. Have you ever thought about making the stress indicator invisible and computing the magnitude of your audio? Well, I think I need to make it a little bit more visual because like you need to see it tick down. You'll have like consumables that you can use to like lower the stress. So it's kind of like a management thing. You're like managing how high this gets, and there's going to be specific breakpoints as well, where the monster shows up and where he gets more dangerous and doing all these other things. So that's why I think I actually do need to show the numbers and stuff like that for that reason. Otherwise, it doesn't work so great. But I'm just gonna quickly fix the sci-fi door. Door. Just need to put door break as the sound in it to why is there two? I think it must be SFX. Right? No, it's not. Okay, I was wrong. That's the one for the demo thing that I got. Okay, so it's this one. SFX. Ah. So now it'll have the right volumes and stuff. All right, thanks for dropping in though, and thanks for chatting. Always appreciate it. Even if you're crazy and staying up till 5:30, you know. I always expected when I first told you about the streams, like, hey, you know, like he'll show up at my you know, late night streams, which I'm no longer doing, but I'm doing earlier streams. But I think even those probably work out better for you. Like, if you had a normal sleep schedule, they might even align kind of. But you know, if you want to show up on my Sunday streams at 5:30 in your time, I'm always happy to chat with you. Thank you for that. Okay, so then I have basically all of these little thingies. I am gonna go here and basically grab all of the things. So just to go back to how the permission manager did it. Somewhere, oh no, it's further down. Up. Here. And actually, I probably do need a function. It's public. We'll call it public void apply stress upgrade. Okay. I was having a side thought about future things that I need to think about like what happens if I have, like, if I want to have an item, for example, that both gave two things. Like it's one item, but it gives two different multipliers or different modifiers here, or even completely different things. Like it gives a permission slot and a stress debuff or something. Like you can have two options there. whether or not I could handle that, and I could probably do something like that. Like I could make an item data that is like a grouped item. I don't know how else to describe it. Where you could have multiple things kind of infused inside of it. I'd probably make it work. Again, I don't know why I'm thinking this far, but you know, permission slot upgrade data. So instead of this, I'm gonna go stress system upgrade, and we're gonna then just change some of the names here. Go stress upgrade data. And then we're gonna go in. What did I make this method called again? Fly stress upgrade. And it's gonna need this as a parameter anyways. Let's go take that. We'll paste it down there. And then we'll go up here, and then we'll go apply stress upgrade data. Boom, boom. And now we have that we handle, and then we also have this way we can go. Yeah, okay, you can go. Yeah. I was just thinking upgrade inventory happens before stress manager, but on acquire will never get called in the initialization flow. It only gets called like once you're actually in the game grabbing things. So it's fine. Don't have to worry about stress manager not existing. So we can go stress manager dot instance dot apply stress upgrade. Apply stress upgrade this. That's what I can do. Let's use that. Okay. And stress manager now has one route to handle both, or one method to handle both flows of getting stress upgrades. And in that, we shall be handling this. So basically, I'm gonna make a switch. Switch. Stress upgrade data. Yeah. Got like a tickle. A little tickle in the throaties. Is it types? No, it's not types. It's... I made an enum and I think I didn't actually... Yeah, okay. We gotta make a variable. Also, let's let some breathing room between those variables and the methods. We don't want them mixing, getting too close. You know, gotta keep them separated, as some might say. Type. I'm gonna just like modifier type just to be uber clear what we are doing here. Then we can go modifier type. Type of a modifier. Yeah. And then, can I... Yes, okay. I know it's an empty switch box. Can you give me... Yeah, we got this. Isn't this? They add the missing cases. Whee! Okay. And then all I do here, so I go max stress. Yeah, max stress dot value equals. Oh no, plus equals. Plus equals. Stress upgrade data and modify value. And I'm going to copy that because I'm going to be using it quite a lot in the next few seconds. Okay. So we're going to go underscore current negative multiplier. Now, here comes a decision that I have to make that I can totally get out of later, but like I'll have to change a lot of values. But I really wish I had like a person that like game system as well, because like there's always this complaint between additive and multiplicative systems and how those work for percentages. And I feel like every single game decides to make additive multipliers instead of multiplicative multipliers. And I wonder if that's just to keep things from getting silly. It probably is to keep things from getting silly. Because you get to exponential territories pretty quickly. Although every single time I hear a gamer talk about it, I always find that they say, hey, that's confusing. But I think probably most gamers now are accustomed to that. So maybe that's fine. Right, so then if that's the case, I basically do plus equals I should probably rename this to modifier. Multiplier modifier. That's a fun one to say after, right? You just need to make this variable name longer. But yeah, it's gonna be that basically. All right, and then this is underscore current positive multiplier. I'm gonna put a note here. No. I'll head another point. I was wondering, like, should I be doing something to stop like current negative multiplier ever getting to negative values? Because then it would mean like, hey, you fail a test and you actually lose stress. But I think I'll make a way in increment stress. When I apply these, I'll make sure that they can't go past 0 in whichever direction they start in. Because that would be not so bueno. That would be a little silly. So. Yeah. So in that way, we will. I'm gonna drink some water because my throat's getting clogged. Okay. So current positive multiplier. Yeah, and then I just need to do the last two. Boom and boom. Underscore current negative flat mod. And this one is underscore current positive flat mod. Alrighty. And now that we have that, we will go down. And that's the exit. That's all I need to do. Cool. Now, did I go in here? I did not make a way to make this. Does this not have a... Upgrade data. I feel like upgrade data should be abstract. Let me just check resources. Resources, upgrades. Both of these. Yeah, are that. No idea how I made those then, because this thing doesn't have a grady thing. Yeah, I'm gonna make upgrade an abstract. I'm also gonna make this abstract. Yeah, which I obviously need to do that then. Because yeah. Okay, so new gotta go using Unity engine. Engine must be used. Wee. Okay. And then I'm gonna go to this one as well, and I'll do similar things. Using a Unity an engine. And then this. And then upgrade. I won't bother with the data. It's kind of obvious. Yeah, sweet. Maybe I should make this a const. Yeah, let's just make that a constant upgrade data. Public const creation underscore path. Yeah, right. I have to put a string there. And path. Okay. Path equals that. Ba ba ba. And then I just go to this. I actually want to wonder. So if I do this, does const come into play already here, or like, can I just go like creation path? No, I do have to go. Yeah, it's in the global namespace. It's not even the permission. It's not thing. So I have to go upgrade a data, a dot. Creation path. Yes. Oh, it is saying that way. And so I don't need to do that? Okay. Because that's what I was asking for, but it wasn't quite picking up. It wasn't quite picking up what I was putting down before. You know what I mean? But it does seem possible. It is odd to me. Because it's like, to me, this is a part of this lower part, you know? Like, works, I guess, you know? Here's what it is in the end. In the end of all things. The dog has left us. He'd rather choose bone, I guess, down there. In his other bed. Come on, dog. Hey, up. 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 Yeah, cheer balls. Have a good time. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to hang out. Go for it. All right. So now that I have all these things, I actually got to do things with them. We've got all these little levers to play with, but we're not doing anything. So, go on to do stuff with that. So, when we're incrementing stress now, we're gonna have to do a. I can just modify amount. So I can say if amount is greater than 0. I guess I'll count 0 in the greater than side. It doesn't really matter. 0 is gonna not do anything, but I don't want to like if check that because it's kind of, it's kind of like an invalid input, but like it's also like a not I don't care input. So okay, that almost sounded like the dog equivalent of a burp. Oh, dog burp. All right. So increment stress amount. Amount is greater than 0. So this is for my sanity. I'm gonna just say anything that's positive is positive. And so negative is actually like good things for you. And positive is bad things for the player. But for my own like math mental sanity when looking at code, I'm gonna say positive is not. And none of these values are, I guess. Do I need to make them player facing? Maybe. But I'm not doing it right now, so for now it's okay. The dog has decided to leave us again. So be it. So, we always do the multiplier first. So we take amount times equals underscore current positive multiplier. And then we go amount plus equals underscore current positive flat mod. I actually need to make sure. Yeah, need to make the flat mods by default 0. That would have some weird implications otherwise. And then do I ever want positive things to go negative? I know I don't want the inverse. I never want negative things to go positive. Because that's gonna like lead into some weird like infinite exploitation loops. But on the other end, if you get a lot of debuffs on you, various things of your own choosing, or maybe somewhat not of your own choosing, but like partly through your own choosing. Am I gonna stop you from dying? Okay. You didn't get the notification of like Discord or on Discord. You're not a stream follower for some reason. I can make you a stream follower. A stream watcher. I just did it now. I assume by you saying you didn't get it means you want it. But I do have like this new thing. I don't know. I don't think this would have removed it, but like there's this little thing that you can fill in on Discord to give some more information about things, and maybe by doing that it removed the notification. I just made it, but made you already do it, so I gave it to you already, so you should get them now. Well, I should maybe check if that actually like nerfed a bunch of people that Yeah, no, I actually only have. Oh no, I only have 4 online that extreme launchers. So it should probably be okay there. Are you really a Morse code expert, AK? Are you really? Are you really?
No.
I'm removing it. Don't be a liar. Be truthful. Here, you know what I'll do? I will, for you, AK, I will make a little, like, optional badge that allows you to just say, like, I'm a cool person. And you can have that little badge thing. Purely as a visual thing, but if that's what you want, to have just a cool little badge thing, I can do that at some point later. I just want the Morse code experts to actually be like something that if I need to ask somebody eventually, I don't think I don't think I have a single one of them yet. But if I ever have people join that are good Morse code experts, then
Top G. Burp.
what's a burp? And also, do I want to know before you tell me? Like, is this gonna make me like, yeah, or I don't know what a burp is. Like, because I'm thinking like burping, like, you know, sound coming out of you after you like burped. uh, but I assume there's some new slang for burp that's admirable, maybe? Let me know. Current negative multiplier. Let's go on current negative flat mod. So I know you like Top G. I can't do it, man. I like when I hear that, I like Gra. Are you just like making you just want to like make noises now, I assuming. You're just wanting this guy to make noises. Click what to replay? I don't know. Or like when you use text to speech, it's not reducing your points. That's weird. It says it costs 500, but I think on my side it says it does too. I still need to just check. Channel points. Yeah, it says it costs 500. I don't know. You break in the system. You're hacking my biscuits, stealing them from the rightful owners and consuming them to your own desires. Right, what I was gonna say. So amount should equal math f dot min. If it's a positive number, the min should be 0, amount. Basically, can't go below 0. And this one, if it's negative, its max should be 0. So we can't go above 0 when we're sorting out. basically just means that you can't modify your way to inverse values. And then we apply that. Okay. Last little thing I wanted to do before I get on this is stress increment level. Where do I set this? On level loaded. Oh, here we go. I wanted stress increment interval, and then stress increment mount. So by default, this will be 1. But I can make it higher. So this will kind of counteract a little bit of people's ability to completely negate out the passive increased stress. Because otherwise, if you get like one positive flat mod, then there goes the stress. But it gives me some ways around that if I want to do it. Next, stress increment interval. So I want to basically say stress increment amount. And then I need to actually set it. I think by default this as well should be 1, just in case. But then yeah, on level loaded equals this. Stress increments amount, and then by default 1. It doesn't matter in this case because if it's -1, it's not going to increase at all. So there's that. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, so let's recompile, see if any of this is working. And then I should probably at least try to make one of these items buy it, and then I can change even what it modifies to just verify everything works. So I'm gonna go item data, upgrades, stress system. So yeah, this is gonna be a stress or test stress system upgrade. Okay. Test stress system upgrade. Upgrade a goo. Right. I keep thinking, oh, it's a script. It'll open soon, right? It'll open soon. No, it's because it's over here. Silly little me. Now, is there anything in here I can use? Like, why do these not, like, these are things that could be really cool if they actually showed me, you know, what you are. You don't. You don't want to show me what they are. And so you annoy me like this. I don't know, let's just use lock, because this is a test thing. Test upgrade. Testing only. Stack limit 1, sure. So max stress increase. Let's increase it by 100. So then we do need to create. Do I need to create? I can. No, I can add it. I can fake add it to my inventory. Yeah. I think I can do that. Or can I? No, I'm not sure if I can. I really should have a debug, like, add item to inventory. That would be cool. I used to be able to add things to my inventory, but I don't think it works anymore because I'm loading data. So I'd have to, like, actually modify the save, like the save file, which is a little less fun. Oh, right. Right. But I checked. Game manager. Inventory happens. And then stress manager. Oh, right, or not in initialize. Load. Actually, I should do this before I increment stress. Because they're... Ooh, no. I need that. I know how to do this. Oh, it did cut your points to just, like, not tell you immediately? Cool. Ignore mods equals false by default. I'll do if not ignore mods, and put this in here. No, it's for if in this situation, I need to just flat set his the stress level. And so And by mods, I'm not meaning like modifiers or like mods in a game. It's like a modifier. It's just mods is short for modifiers. I could rename it to be modifiers, but to me this is fine. Basically, I'm just not going to modify whatever value I put in. I'm just going to straight add it instead of doing other things, because I'm applying a bunch of upgrades that could actually change how much stress I have. But then what you could do if I didn't do this is you could basically have an upgrade that reduces your amount of incoming stress, save, then load, and you would have that, like if you had 25% less stress, you would save and you'd load, and you'd only have 75% of your original stress level. And you could just save and load, save and load, save and load, save and load until you lower your stress all the way down. Then you just keep going, you know? Like, hey, nothing ever happened. I don't need to use anything. Obviously, that's a bug in Hammer transcends the term, but just to avoid, obviously, that bug for myself in the future, I'm putting that in. So, there's that. I do think I probably... So I wonder... Ooh, actually, that would be cool. So, I made another item, right? So I made this test dress item. I don't really want to put this in the store because then I have to make a store data for it and like delete it later. But I was thinking I can make a little custom UI for this and just have a little button on top that says like debug ad. Why not, right? Well, that sounds like a fun thing. Just cheat. Only for me though. None for the players. I mean, if it's a single player game. Again, single player game. If you want to cheat, fuck it. Go ahead. You're just ruining the experience for yourself. But, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, I think I can do that probably for all items. So, I'm going to do that. Scripts, inventory. Let's make a little folder. A little folder called editor. And you make a folder there because then you can make editor scripts in it. And then you go and go item data. Do I call them? Yeah, I'll call them inspector. It's actually item data editor, I think is actually the correct term. Yeah, no worries. You're always riding on that 1% battery. Play a dangerous game. Okay, so this is going to be, I want to use Unity editor instead. And I'm going to go then and type in editor. And then I'm going to go override. On inspector GUI. And then on inspector GUI, we have the base, which is fine. We leave that be. We're going to add say if inventory manager dot instance it's not equal null. You're going to add a button. And this button. So if need to add a field. Serialize. Alright, okay. So using Unity Engine tool. I do need this one. I need to go serialize a field. Let me have it. And it's gonna be I think I type it like this. I don't know. Write system not serializable. No, yeah, serialized field. Private int debug and mount. Make it by default 1. And then we say we're gonna using a new editor. No, it's just GUI layout. GUI layout dot horizontal scope. I'm gonna say the button first. GUI layout dot button. Debug and to inventory. Okay. And I'll do what I do in there in a second. So I want to have a editor GUI layout dot int field with just the value of debug amount, and that's it. I'll make it equal that so we can change, and then we will go all right, I have to go custom editor type of item data. Okay. So then we will go inventory manager dot instance dot add target dot as a item data dot spawn instance comma debug element. Blam. Just created a debug way to add myself items in like a few minutes. I'm happy with that. Anyways, okay. Let's refresh. I think I fixed that issue. I don't even know if I did, but we will play and then we will see if these things fix each other, and then I can also see if I can debug out myself. It's like, alright. So let's load games. If I, yeah, sweet. I actually do load. Oh no. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So go to my upgrades, my test stress thing. Why doesn't it show up? Recompiled. Didn't I? I did. Custom editor. Type of item data. If inventory manager. At least is this actually running? Or is it for some reason not? Any of this gonna an unverified breakpoint? I feel like it's not that inventory is not. No, I think like this is not even. Oh wow. He saw the one door that I was hiding behind and decided that he was going to destroy that door. How typical. How typical of you, monster. It's like you knew. It's like you knew. Right, okay, actually, I think I need to do... It's like a... Isn't there like a... Yeah, editor for child classes. There we go. That's it. Okay. Okay. I see. I see how it is. Not multi then. They're clicking one object. Okay. Let's I really need to find a better spot because obviously monster comes in here pretty quickly. So I should flee. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to find a chest. But We'll see. Oh my god, why are there no chests? There we go. Alright. Let's F5 that. Okay. So I can debug one to my inventory. See if that actually works. It appears not. Oh no, it is. It's in my upgrade inventory, which I don't see here. But if I save, just sit here. It's fine. Wait, did I just lose stress? I did, because it increased my maximum stress. Actually, I'm pretty sure if I had another one, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it just keeps reducing. Because now my max stress is probably like 400 or something. Actually, I wonder, can I go like -2? Negative numbers don't seem to do anything. What's your problem, Kirby? The dog has had enough, I guess. I'm just gonna tweak this a little bit. Jeez, what happened there? Amount. I don't know. Bone done. Now I'm unhappy. Amount, and then I even rename this to just debug amount, and then I'm gonna just write add and remove. Basically have both functions. It has a few overloads, but it doesn't have a single item instance. It does. Remove item instance. Or actually I can just remove item data. That's probably way simpler. There's another overload. That is item data. Count. I guess I would have to include the bool. Okay. Comma. Include from base inventories. True. wonder, actually, I should be managing that in upgrades as well. Because if you remove an upgrade, it should no longer apply to you. So I probably need to handle that. So public abstract on remove. Moved or lost or yeah, removed, I guess. I wonder if there's some way that I could make this a little bit more universal, but I think, yeah, we'll just, so we'll go public. Might as well just copy this. Remove stress upgrade. We basically just change all of these to negative. Okay. And then okay, right, so do that, all that, okay. And then the on acquire, on remove is now mandatory, which means this guy needs to implement it. Implement abstract class. He can do by himself. He just needs to do that. And then stress system just needs to go implement abstract class, and then call this remove stress upgrade. Yeah, so then wait, did the monster? He found me? All the way over here. Wow. That's impressive. Or maybe it's not. I mean, so he basically walked through here. He smashed this. He smashed this. He smashed... Oh, maybe none of these doors... I probably didn't close any of these doors. Okay, so maybe it's less impressive. He probably just walked through. I didn't close any of these doors. Okay. Is Dragon still... Dragon. Okay. Let's walk away from that a little bit so we get less passive peeping. So let's go here. And we have on remove. Use the one reference, but I'm pretty sure that's just the, yeah. Okay. So on removed. Apply stress, remove stress. Apply stress, remove stress. But this actually needs to get called somewhere. Which acquired does in here. One thing I actually need to do here is say if int I equals 0, comma I equals 0, then sorry, I equals 0, and then upgrade instance dot dot. No, actually, no. My fault. Well, I is less than upgrade instance dot count I plus plus, and that's how many times we do this. So if we get like an item like 3 times, it's get acquired 3 times. And then we do the base. Right, which is just got current add. Sure. But then I need to basically do the same with remove, is adding some stuff there. Now, what I'll probably want to do is I'll probably go I'm just thinking, okay. There's probably other items along the line that I might have that I would want to have hooks for when I acquire them and I lose them. Or maybe I should call this like on pickup or something like that, or on add, I guess, would actually be the most clear. And I could just move that into item data, but make them virtual or something, so they don't have to be implemented. And then I could just put that back into base inventory, and I don't really even need SOS then. Well, I need SOS for this, but I don't need SOS for this. And it creates so much more simplicity. Unacquire, unremoved. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna be a little bit more of a little fun changing time. So we're gonna do this. We're just gonna make it virtual though. And then we're gonna go and we're gonna and then I'm gonna actually, can I refactor? There's no refactorings of this available. Wait, really? You sure? Are you really sure? Like, super, absolutely 100% sure that okay, fine, we'll just manually do it. There's a function in essentially Rider that allows you to just change the fields like this, and just makes it a lot simpler. So I was wondering if that existed, and so basically we'll just what do I want? Like, basically, if I have this count, I'm gonna basically just be calling this loop a bunch of times. I guess it is a saving, because the majority of things that I add, like if I'm adding 60 scrap metal, I don't want to have to call unacquire 60 times, because literally it doesn't do anything. So probably for that case, it makes more sense to do this, even though each time I do this it's kind of crappy, but you know, for the sake of overall code performance and stuff, it's probably better. I don't even need to do this anymore. Just go upgrade instance count. Again, I'm actually going to move that now, because I don't even need to do it just for upgrades. But I just want to go to this guy, copy this. I don't have to do it again. And there we go. So, now. Well, actually, I guess I still need to do the upgrade inventory part. But then on acquire, I want to put just in the base. Actually, I probably do still need to. Hey, welcome back, AK. I've just been refactoring things because I guess I decided to do that. I'm actually going to rename this as well. So I still need to actually call, I guess just undo in here. I still need to call this here because it doesn't call it down there. It's just an alternative flow, but it's the same thing. Yeah, no. Okay. Then, yeah, okay. The whole point of that was so that in Inventory Manager, in the on remove section, if I get to here, I would go item data dot on removed count, and then otherwise here I would go item data dot on removed count minus to remove. So basically, if I found none, it would be the same, so it would be 0. I guess I should say. I guess though. Yeah, I should protect against 0. Int items removed should equal to this. And if items removed is greater than 0, then we will call this. Probably not the greatest risk because like all those for loop ones don't do it, but I just don't want to call this if it's 0. And I still have to handle this case though. Oh, right. It actually gives me... Well, that's convenient. Yeah, I definitely will do that. Um, I mean, it's a long way off. um, I would be surprised if I even got anywhere close to a finished product by the end of the year. That would be impressive. If it's double that, that would be still not even that bad. I assume that's, yeah, because this gives me emote to remove. Or wait, what? Left to remove. Okay. So that's actually not. Wait, where's the was? Okay. Get current, dot remove, item data, count. Get current. So it's not actually. It's you put in to remove. It gives you back how many you haven't removed from there. So it's actually count minus get current removed. The only thing I don't like about that is that it kind of like obfuscates that this is really doing something. But that actually gets me what I want, so. I could make, yeah. It's fine, whatever. So we remove that, and then it will count how many items I've removed. So the way I should actually be able to now test that really easily, because I just add this stress item, and then I remove it, and then I should see my thing go back and forth. Okay. Okay. So now I have this. Okay, so I'm gonna remove it, remove it, remove it. I should not be able to go negative. Because it should have to be items removed is greater than 0 for this to get called. I'm not sure which one's doing here, but I don't want to be seeing how this is happening because I don't have any. Or is both of this frozen and I'm not on the breakpoint? Okay, well that's strange. Why is it returning -1? Oh, it's returning the negative number? I should probably flip that back then, right? Or just math absolute it, you know. Yeah, it was flipping it to -1. But still. Alright, so yeah, then it was... Okay. Yeah, it was flipping it to -1, which then 1 minus -1 is 2. And then that's 2. So it thinks it actually removed more items than I asked it to. That's a wonderful thing. Okay. Okay, so now remove. Oh, okay. Remove. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. I'm figuring out lots of bugs with my inventory system right now, so that's something nice, at least. Because I wrote a lot of that code and then I didn't have anything to really test it with, so... Or at least very basic things to test it with. So... load again. Okay. So then remove. Still. So this is still. No, it's this one now. So. No? What? Was it? Did I go to the... Oh, I went to the menu and then I didn't recompile. Didn't I? No? Or did I? What's why? So why aren't these breakpoints fine? I'm removing data. Does this need to like reconnect or something? Or... I mean, so it gets to this. And step aside. Oh crap, I clicked the wrong thing. Move. There's like, that's the thing you decided to go inside? This. Okay. Okay, and so now that I have a breakpoint here, it's gonna hit this, right? Oh no, it hits this one. Oh, screw me. Okay, so me doing this broke the removing logic. So I guess I built this way. And this is used in 4 different areas. It's used in more areas, so I don't want to change that, I guess, now. Although, let's just... So that's not actually using count. That's not using count. This is using count, and this will be using count. I would rather actually... I might actually rather... this be the actual number left to remove, and then in... the... should just... let's turn that off while we're debugging this. In the, use cases that we care about here, these ones. We just now make this if it is less than or equal to 0. Yeah, okay. Lots of little bugs that we have found out from this stuff. Okay, so now let's go remove. Actually calls it. Yeah, I know it calls it now. I don't really need it. So remove. Okay. It no longer removes items. It's called when there's more than one. That's cool. And now if I adds one, adds two, remove, remove, remove. Okay. So that's all working nice and dandy. Now what I want to do is test the positive and flat, at least. So positive modifier. Now this isn't going to work. Actually, it'll work instantly when I add it. So I'm adding one of these. Actually, no, don't want to add one of these for now. Let's go in here, type open should have added some stress. I have 58 still though, I think. Open. Alright. It was obviously wrong, but I didn't get any increased stress from it. Open. So that being said, I'm not even gonna pass the stress. This is like the first level? Chest, data. Stress on failure. Stress on success. Stress on failure. Stress on success. Okay, yeah, I feel like they should be adding some stress, but let's, I guess, go and see at least if the method gets called. And oh, what the? Oh, yeah, the timer went. Amount 1 or mods. Okay, so I should be getting 1. Did I do the wrong one? Yeah, fuck. Hey, that's why I wasn't getting any stress or anything. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so there's that. I need to recompile to fix that. And then I was just thinking, in game map manager, put a little did I not even implement this? Why did I comment that? That was dangerous. Yeah. Why is this? Alright, it's like a game. You have to do this like every time I load now, right? Oh, I guess because I did it there, so it doesn't matter. Okay. I'll do the same thing, you know. Basically, add a little stress command here, and then if parameters is an int, which actually is the same thing, I'm gonna go, it's add stress, increment stress. Increment stress. No. Do I want want to? Modify stress. Actually, no. Right, all this has to be lowercase. Mod stress. Cheat, advance, cheat, change the stress level by amount. Okay. And I'll just increment stress. I think I'm gonna, because this is a cheat, I'm gonna go true for just ignoring modifications. And yeah, so then I wanted to add that because if I get up to max stress, I just want to be able to lower it so that I can test quicker and not have to like make a new account or do weird things like that. Okay. Load game. So let's just see if the mod stress negative 30. What is it? It's weird that it says no available command added, but then it also seems like my stress is now 100. So yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work yet. Is because in here they have this little thing. And then I need to do that. But yeah, why did it? Right? It's okay. Wait, F8. Is it? If I just type anything in... Suddenly I'm now at 100. What happens there? Oh, okay, 1 second. Increment stress. 201 from the update. Okay, so increment stress is plus 200. And it's plus 1 in here. Then it gets into here. And it's 201. Gonna have to explain that one to me, Chief. I'm not sure I follow. Again. Okay, I think this thing's wrong where it's probably not I'm not exactly sure what is going on there. But I'm gonna get out of there. I'm gonna recompile, and then if it's still doing that instant to 100, I'll figure out why it's doing that. But first, let's figure out the other stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's instantly going to 200. Like, okay. Increment stress 1, right? Okay. I'll see that's 1. Amount 1. Okay. All right. Okay. At least now I know where this is coming from. Current pizzazz. Did I get this like 200 times? Did I like somehow add this thing 200 times to myself? If so, that's impressive. Holy moly. Yeah, I guess it would have been 100 and... No, it would have been 200 times. Okay. I know where it's coming from now, at least. Okay, so we know it works. Okay, let's... I want F5 that. Okay. So let's go and remove, let's say, 195 of these then. Remove. And I'm gonna F5. Okay. And then also mod stress negative 90. So the mod stress works. Let's see. Oh. Okay. I only had like 2 of them. the modifier value here was 100. So if I had two of them, 200. Okay, makes more sense why it was not that crazy. So now let's just go change it to 1, add one of them, go see now. Yeah, went to 15. 17. Sweet. Okay. And cool. I'm gonna consider that successful. Okay. Now the next thing, I might need to change my level gen a little bit. Right now, I'm only giving 1. So I'm gonna go. Actually, instead, I'm gonna do this 1, and I'm gonna do this 1. Actually, no, it doesn't make sense. I want to do 5. Just this is like a testing amount. I'm gonna do 10, just to be really easy to see what's going on. And then for active upgrades, stress test, we're going to change it to positive incoming stress. And then this modifier value, I'm going to make 0.1. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. So by default, I think in this save, I have 2 of these items. So every 5 seconds, when I come into here, it should only be increasing by 8. So 48. Oh, it's the other way. Okay. Right. No, that makes sense. Okay. Just go on stress 100. Oh, I just added. Okay. That. But I need to reload for that. Okay. No? Oh no, okay. It went up by 8. Yeah, went up by 8. Went up by 8. Went up by 8. Okay. Alrighty. So I think that's basically all I need to. I guess only look at the other thing is I need to add like, okay, let's just add 10 of these things. So now I have 12. And effectively, I guess I should go mod stress minus 50 or something. And so that's now completely canceled it out, but it's not going back. Because effectively I have negative 120% production on all incoming stuff. But notice, it's not going negative. It's just stopped all stress increases. Now, I should probably make it as a design that you could probably not get that many, or maybe I even cap it at a little bit lower, because if you don't get any stress at all, that like kind of defeats the whole system. So yeah, But that's cool. I'll remove all those, and then we should start getting stress again. Cool. All right, so I am pretty happy with how those tests went. Go back to level gen. I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna make it so that, again, it's every 10 seconds and you get 1. Okay. There would be a world in which I would like want to do this like at lower intervals but like smaller amounts, but obviously having the flat removal amount while having the cool effect of being able to neutralize some of these also has the effect that I can't really make the tick amount small like that, so it just has to be kind of like this. And so yeah, we're good on that front. We've finished that item. On the stress system, now the only other thing that I need to do is add an item instance that can be consumed with the restriction of at base only. Some with the restriction that at base only. I think I probably want to do that restriction. Just checking, yeah, not important notifications. Might not get through these, but we can start at least on them. Because this is almost like creating a completely different item type, right? So this is not junk, not upgrades, but consumables. And Kirby, you're all right. Good boy. Yes, good boy. The dog barking outside, so good boy. Okay. He's a little barker bark. Good boy. So I'm gonna need to make another inventory script. It's junk. Yeah, upgrades. I feel like, yeah, no, there's gonna be a lot of consumables that might do a lot of different things. So we'll create a full. Nope. Kirby. Okay. Good boy. Called consumable. It's okay. And then we're gonna go create a C# script. What is that emote? I physically am looking at it and it looks like a white line and then a circle with a half white and like I don't know, I can't see enough detail in that thing to understand what it actually is. Oh, ears. Yeah. He can be a little loud. Not too much I can do about it, unfortunately. So, consumable. Item data. He's the brand ambassador. Yeah. Great. C#. And then Consumable item. That's a good point. Let's give him some pets. Let him calm down. No? Alright, there you go. What's alright? Did I finish? No, I didn't actually finish writing this. Item in you. I hate that you auto compile in this situation. You're not supposed to. I've specifically said so that Unity should not auto refresh, but it still does. Follows the F out of me. But I guess they put a little carve out in their thing there, which, like, I understand why they want to. It's just annoying. So I'm just gonna basically try to map out how these classes are gonna look. I'm probably not gonna get anywhere close to functionality on these guys though, because I probably have to wrap up just before 4 my time, so whatever the next hour is for you, basically. Or next less than half an hour is like on the hour for me. Yeah, I just want to kind of map out these things. So acquire, what am I doing for this? When I made, oh, it's because it's yeah, I made an upgrade type. Well, yeah, I guess so. So if we have a look at upgrade data, I'm not sure if I even really want. Or is it? I don't even say item data, but I guess because they are items, an upgrade isn't like an item, but I guess called junk data. But I think I just said junk item instance. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't hugely matter here. I guess I copied a little much. There we go. Forgot as well that this should actually inherit from then consumable item data. And I guess there's something that's right. Does that. And then again, this will return new consumable item instance. This, comma, count. Yeah. Now the main thing that obviously yeah. What made you think of this? It's kind of how a lot of internet relationships are. Just randomly thinking about that. Um, if my if I have to ignore him now because he's gotten in a loop. Yes. He figured out something else to do, so that's why he gets rewarded. Consumables. Obviously, the thing that makes them unique is that they can be consumed. So I should probably have a function in instance. Right, because instance knows about the count it has. So I should make a public I don't know, void consume. And I might say int count, but you know, having the default assumption be 1. And this will first check, I guess. Actually, maybe I'll make it a bool because I might have some other things in here too. First, I will be if my count, right, count to consume. If count, or I need to write if count to consume is greater than count, return false. I can't consume more than we have. Okay. Then we will otherwise check probably there should be a function here that I've yet to fully figure out, but public basically bool can consume. Right now I'll just return true. That instance will check So if item, this is I guess typed data, typed data dot can consume. I guess if we can't consume it, and also return false. Can consume right now. And then so if both of those conditions are met, I think that's probably okay. So then we go count minus equals count to consume. So I'm thinking about the removing, because I can remove the count, but if it's 0, I should try to like remove it from the inventory, so it's not just sitting there at 0 count. But I'm wondering how I report that. I don't want to do a remove because it's not necessarily the exact instance. It could be a different item in a different inventory that I just randomly call consume on or remove on the inventory. It doesn't quite remove it that well. I'll have to pen that. We'll have to figure out how to do that in a second. Count, and then we need to then go to consumable data and also have a public bool or not public bool, just public void on consumed int amount, and this will be virtual. I mean, it's probably almost to the point that I would make it. Not. It probably should be abstract. Unless like, what consumable isn't going to have an action for being consumed? That's pretty mandatory, I think. So I'm fine saying that's abstract. And then yeah, so then we're going to go typed data dot on consumed count. And then yeah, so then becomes the part of if count now equals 0, because it can't be less than 0 because we stopped that from possibly happening. But if count equals 0, how do I tell it or tell its related inventory that is indeed now there. Indeed now like used. And ideally, item instances don't know about their inventory. Like, I think that would be pretty weird for an item to know about its inventory that it's in. So you can only, I guess you can always remove the count. Yeah, so it has no concept yet. Yet has no concept of what the inventory that it's in. Now, on the flip side, though, I don't exactly want to have to handle other ways of add. Right, so now we just add the item instance, right? Add item, new item map. Otherwise, we kind of merge them in, or then we add it to the list. Alright, so add new item to map. Also, just eventually adds it to the list. One second. All right. I actually get to stay a little longer. So, just gonna adjust my timer. Try to finish, I guess, do a little bit more on this consumable stuff. So, with add new item to map, that adds the item. I'm fighting the urge to make every item instance know about its its inventory, because I have now 2 areas where it is. Just wondering, I guess. And I could actually make it so that if you're trying to add an item and that item is already in another inventory, it would stop you. But is that worse? Does that make lots of bugs? I mean, so right now I have the possibility of an item possibly being in 2 inventories. And that's a possibility somehow. Like, you can just call add of that item, and it would be in an inventory. Which would be fine, or not would not be fine. You do not want the same inventory. The other problem though is that like item instances right now are kind of like a loose term because it's not really quite an instance. It's actually more like a representation of an amount of an item. Is more what it actually does versus or it's like more like a stack of items rather than being like an instance of an item specifically. Which, and the reason why I'm talking about that is because like it does come into play in certain situations with this stack limit, or like I'm subtracting. Like in this case, if I have some in my current list that are not at max limit, I transfer the counts right to them, and so it's like this item instance no longer really gets added if all of them get added to it. Stuff like that. It's kind of like a weird. Well, there's I guess 3 spots where this item could get added to it. But in all those, it should probably get there. But then if I make this thing have a false, like a situation where you add it and then you don't actually get it, where you call add for an item, but you don't actually get it, is kind of risky to my mind. Like, oh, my music has stopped. Let's do this one then. Okay, right. Because I don't want, if you're like, for example, transferring items from one inventory to another, and then I would have to be very careful to remove it first and then add it to another one. Which is, I guess it's a my problem now, but it would really be bad if I had that bug anywhere, because you would like effectively just lose the item. You just like removed it from the because probably if you did it the other way around, you'd add it, it doesn't get added, and then you remove it from the other inventory. So I think though it's fairly safe that, because I have this one central add method, it does have kind of 3 parts where you can add to it, but I think that's okay. We can deal with that in its own little intricacies. The main problem is trying to figure out, the inventory, and I think maybe the best way to do it. And then I can probably have like a transfer from inventory method that I'll make to handle that edge case that I'm talking about. It's just better than to have a situation where you can have the same item in 2 inventories. Although technically be the same item. So if you do anything to it, it would remove it, or remove counts on it. and obviously if I know about it, then the inventory, then I can actually tell it like, hey, remove it from it because it's been consumed. Because otherwise right now, or I guess the other way, maybe I've been thinking about this wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have item instance be able to consume. What I should actually be doing is moving this into inventory manager. That's the better way to do this. Because yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, if an item is in two different inventories, that does cause a problem. But with saving, because once you save and then load, it's not going to be the same item anymore. But I don't think that's as bad of a bug potentiality as weird issues where I can't add the item because like when I removed it or something or did something with it, it now is in a different like it like thinks it might be in another inventory or something. Especially with how weird remove is. So what I'll do, yeah, is I'll make a method down here called public consume, and it will take a certain amount of, again, consumable item data. And so I wonder, I should probably I should do this on the inventory level though. Not the manager level. It's like the manager, oh no, this is in the inventory. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. Shouldn't be at the manager level because you're not gonna like consume something from the base. You put it in your inventory and then consume it, or consume it when you actually have access to it. Count does not exist in the current context, right? So the way we do that is we get the items by type, right? I'm gonna move this actually up first, then the consumable item. Kirby, why are you barking? Come up here. Here we come. No, the dog's just sitting over there. He's being a silly doggo. Being a silly doggo. But yeah, anyway, so why? So good. I mean, there's a lot of things that it's not gonna like here. Till I fix them. So yeah, because a count essentially is the biggest thing that it doesn't like. Now I can do remove, and then this will return again the things that are left from count. And in that way, I don't really care if you call more, as long as there's one. I can return true for that. And then, yeah, we just additionally call this consume. So we'll make so basically, yeah, it's just basically like a special remove call in that sense. So we go int amount yeah, I'm surprised you can tell how he looks, but yeah, he is sounding sad. Hurry up. Come here. You just need some love, appreciation. I assume you chew your bone dry. But in case you want another taste, here you go. There's a thing there. Instantly drops it. Okay. Amount used equals remove consumable item, comma, count to consume minus count to consume. Because again, this returns how many it didn't consume. And so if I minus, am I doing the wrong direction here? I think I am. I should be doing, because count to consume is going to be larger. So the amount that I wanted to consume minus by the amount that was left, the amount that it didn't consume will be the amount used. Then we can call this if amount used is greater than 0. Return true. Else return false. And I'll just make a note here. Returns true even if we as long as we consumed something, even if not all requested. I think most of the time, if I am specifying this, I'm probably not requiring that you actually have, like, these are consumables, as in, like, you're consuming them for the effect that it does, not for another purpose. If you're doing it for that purpose, you should be checking the count and then removing them, kind of like the purchase system, or like the way the purchasing works. But this is not purchasing. This is using it for this to get affected. In that way, it's different than anything else would be. So that's my mind version there. And the nice thing about this, obviously, it's in inventory. It knows about this. It's removing it, so it actually removes the item from the inventory, and handles that whole thing there. And the dog is throwing this again. This is a game we're playing. Eat your bone. You don't want it anymore? You getting bored of it? It's lasted all its taste. Nothing more. It's cleaned out. It's probably cleaned out. It's probably got none more. No more meat on that bone. So, ba 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 ba. I'm gonna do next is make the consumable data for stress, reducing yes. Okay. Stress reducing consumable. I'm definitely gonna have to at some point though create something that can be like a complex item or something that has multiple facets to it. But that is not today. Thank you. Good point. Just a few more minutes, and then we'll go inside. I just want to try to see if I can make this, add it to my inventory. No, I have to make like a whole thing to I can make a workaround. Stress reducing consumable. And so this is a consumable item data. Basically what this is gonna do, implement abstract class on consumed. We're gonna have a public int I guess it's a float technically, but amount or yeah, reduction amount, and then equals let's just say 10 by default. Oh, Kirby. Just calm down. I really shouldn't have pet you there. I should have waited until you were quiet. But I'm petting you now, so I'm gonna stop petting you now. And then I'm gonna say, good boy. No. Shouldn't even just react to him at all. Right, good boy. Now, the amount, I need to go do this whole for loop for int I equals 0 while I is less than amount consumed. We go I plus plus, and we go then to stress manager dot instance dot is add stress not increment stress is a public method. Why was it not showing up? Maybe because did I write A? I guess I think it's always A. And then reduction amount. Yeah, that's basically the item, and then I need to make something with like upgrade data. You know how they do this. Oh, be quiet. What's it? I don't know. We'll give him a little minute, see if he figures out that he's not gonna get any pets more anymore. No attention. It might be a little feisty though. It might be a little bit of a battle. Yes. So then I basically just need to write consumables. Consumable item data, consumables, and then what was my stress? Reduce stress system upgrades. I just want to like copy the format here for the stress reducing consumable. New stress reducing consumable. And then we're gonna do this, and then new stress reducing consumable. Okay. One sec. Okay. And so I should have one. I need to still build out the whole system like in the UI to consume it. So I'm gonna leave that till the next time. But I've basically made out this consumable system. We'll see if it works next time when I have the buttons and the UI and all that stuff to use it. But I pretty much have to wrap up now. The wife is needing me back in the flow of things. I don't know, is there anyone that I know that we can just drop? I'm gonna drop you guys into Blind Cat Studios, another fellow game developer. But I'll have to quickly dash from there. So gonna start there, and then I'm gonna be dashing pretty quickly. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks AK as well for chatting as well, and Red earlier for joining in. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Raid.